So the town hall, I agree, totally a failure. It's like he promised apple pie or made you think it would be that, and then it was like burned Brussels sprouts. Like, total bull.
He gave a PowerPoint presentation full of propaganda for the company and then didn't allow the people that make the dollars for Disney, the people that are boots on the ground doing the work, those people were not allowed to ask any questions of the Disney brass.
You can't call it a town hall and not town hall it. Like, that's dumb.
Oh, Iger can do what he wants. So
True. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, just tell him
he
it's a
got
meeting.
He got the big office with the shower, so he can do what he wants.
He was clean while he talks. That's all we know.
I imagine he has to smell it.
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by NotClub33.com. On the episode this week, we're talking about the latest town hall and CEO, Mr. Robert Iger. My name is Steve Rhodes. With me this week, it's Becky Wells.
Hello.
Pat Neistat is here.
Is Bobby awake?
He's doing the Birdman. He's got the
hypothermia.
You don't understand. It's 54 degrees here in Orlando. That's fucking freezing.
Wow, it's colder than St. Louis.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this. I've gone completely native. I'm not okay with this.
That's normal weather from your native Atlanta. You should be fine.
I should be, but I'm freezing.
Tough it out, buddy.
You're inside.
You're inside.
All right, guys. Earlier this week, I guess it's December for our viewers out there, but earlier in the week it was still November, and there was a town hall meeting for Disney employees, a virtual town hall. I don't know, you can really call it a town hall because they didn't allow questions, but there were details given nonetheless. There were a few of those. Pat, why don't you hit us off with what we learned from this town hall?
Okay, it was really exciting. Iger says that 2023, when he first came in, was about fixing the company, and 2024 is going to be about building the company. So that's what he said.
And specifically, did he say where?
Well,
that says it all right.
He did have his statement about the way to build the company is to put money into it or something.
That's true.
He did have that, whatever that statement.
I'm assuming, and then Josh D'Amaro said, this does not relate it to Disney World, but he said that there was enough land in Anaheim to build essentially another park the size of Disneyland.
Intriguing.
So
they've kind of had like this not secret project for like a long time, but there's never really been any information about it.
I just feel like we're getting fed pie in the sky crap again. Because, this whole, first of all, you don't say any specifics and you're doubling down on things that we already knew. We find out again that we're going to spend $60 billion. We already know that. We know 17 of it's earmarked at Walt Disney World. We know that they want to build, and everybody that's ever run a business knows you got to spend money to make money. So that part of the equation, we didn't even need to hear that from Chairman Iger.
That was the biggest statement. Don't take it away.
Yeah. But if you're an employee of this company and you're invited to this town hall and you take time out of your day, and I'm sure you had to probably be there or logged in or whatever to get credit for it, and you're a cast member, Becky, I know you know a bunch of cast members. You're a cast member, and you sit through this thing. They don't even allow questions. I mean, how does that leave you feeling?
I mean, that's just a mandatory meeting at that point. Like, it probably could have been an email. I don't know. Like,
it's a fucking PowerPoint presentation that you got to sit through.
Listen, I mean, you can't call it a town hall and not town hall it. Like, that's dumb.
Oh. Iger can do what he wants. So
true. Yeah.
I mean,
tell him it's a meeting.
He got the big office with the shower, so he can do what he wants.
He was clean while he talked. That's all we know.
I imagine he has to smell immaculate, right? I mean, if he's taking 2 showers a day.
Hope so.
I mean, if not, there's other issues.
Bobby, I'd love for you. I don't know if you'll get a chance on your show for Monday to ask your wife, Amanda, who's a former cast member, how she feels about the whole situation. If she had to sit through that as an employee, what would she have done? Would she just.
Look,
I would love you to ask that question on your show.
I absolutely will, but I can almost speak for her and go ahead and say, just like any other employee, it would have driven her batshit crazy because to everybody's point here, nothing was actually revealed. Like this is I think this whole thing was just a ploy to like maybe like stabilize the stock price a little bit, maybe bump it up a little bit. Because you're right, in order to make money in any business, you do have to spend money, but you also have to have investors in some way, shape, or form. And I don't think a lot of people are really thinking that Disney stock is really a hot buy right now. I mean, usually something like Disney would be stable in terms of like your portfolio or something like that, but it's dropped 50% basically of its total value here over the last couple of years. And that's post pandemic. That's post people not being able to physically walk into their theme parks or go see their movies. So I understand that he has to do everything from a messaging standpoint to try to stabilize the ship and kind of reassure people that even though some changes are coming, like we have a plan. It's just like the episode of The Office where they actually have like a town hall of the Dunder Mifflin employees, and Michael Scott says, "Yes, we have a plan," and then they go off, and then they don't really actually have a plan. Like they just don't.
But you can ask questions and talk.
Yeah, but the people lined up. Dwight was prepared.
Yeah, Dwight got to ask a question. Unfortunately, unlike the Disney.
Yeah, but
the point being though is that like if what investors are looking for, what employees are looking for, what anybody is looking for out of this company is a more secure plan than just generalization of we're going to spend $60 billion. Okay,
but this was an employee. This was an employee meeting, not. I mean, he just had a shareholder meeting, and all he did was in this meeting, it seemingly was bullet point a couple of the things he told the shareholders, and talk at people.
Didn't
and he gave a PowerPoint presentation full of propaganda for the company, and then didn't allow the people that make the dollars for Disney, the people that are boots on the ground doing the work. Those people were not allowed to ask any questions of the Disney brass. I mean, I don't feel like that's a normal thing to do if you're trying to build employee morale. You know, you're in turmoil right now, and you're just telling your employees, you know what, listen to what I have to say. I don't give a crap what you have to say. This is what we're doing. And calling it something else.
Well, part of it is Christmas. They're not building any morale for those cast members. They just get their shit done. This is not the time that they do that. That comes later.
And part of this is absolutely that they don't want that meeting to get hijacked in some way, shape, or form by either somebody
plants a question, make it look like it. I mean, exactly. Anything.
Exactly, like having the mere appearance of it being like a normal standard town hall, whatever you want to call it, that would have been a lot better than what we got. But even to everybody's point here, it really just was a big nothing burger. Like what are we doing here? What's the point of all of this? And this actually, to me, reflects exactly on my biggest problem with Iger since his return to CEO, and why I keep grading him as an F whenever we do those report cards and everything like that. He does not seem to have an actual plan in place. And every time that there is something major that comes up, we don't get a solid response on anything. We get a lot of cagey, we'll look into the. There's never anything definitive with him, and that's what I demand out of leadership is at least a plan. He could have a shitty plan, but I'd rather him have a shitty plan and follow through on something like that than have no plan and just kind of saunter about.
So I have one more. What definitive thing that came out of this meeting was that when was Iger supposed to step down? Like 26 or 27?
Yeah, he got
26
extended,
or 27. He said he is definitely stepping down.
He said that before.
Like when he stepped down and came back.
Yeah. Well, but before he stepped down the first time, he said he was stepping down. So, how many Michael Jordan did that how many times? But, he actually performed well at his job.
Hey, but 2023 was the year of the fix. 24 is the year of the build.
I hope so.
So how much of the non-news for stateside stuff is because how many people think he's justifying some of not saying anything because of the huge openings that are happening in Tokyo and in in the China, like the overseas Asia parks.
Oh, yeah.
There's been two gigantic, like Frozen,
Well,
World of Frozen just opened. They're opening the Zootopia
Mhm.
ride. Like they have some major things happening, so they're keeping themselves relevant in the news circuit. But the actual stateside parks, it's just fluffy crap that doesn't matter. But I'm
Well,
wondering if like he's going to justify that away. Like we had all this other stuff happening, so
I think
think
we're
it's-
going to talk about that in another episode, maybe next week, because Bobby had some ideas for a show. But Josh Tomorrow did that whole Entertainment Weekly thing, so we'll delve into that in another episode. So I think there are some things actually coming stateside. But in terms of where we are right now today, with the Disney company, I guess since it's been almost exactly a year now that Bob Iger's been CEO. We'll give our final grades on this guy. And we've been doing this show of grading this guy. Bobby, I guess you're just doubling down, or were you?
Quadrupling down, fucking failure. Like this whole this
Okay.
whole thing has been nothing but an abject failure in my mind, and like this is like trying to fire a head coach and then trying to hire back the old coach from a couple years ago when you had a little bit more success. Not a great idea.
Arkansas?
Yeah, exactly.
Shots fired. Pat, where do you grade? I mean, I'm sure you don't have high marks for the town hall. Where do you grade this town hall meeting, and where do you see Bob Iger's grade as the Disney CEO?
Town hall, I give an F. I really don't know what else to give it, but what was I don't know what I was expecting either. So, Iger
Something.
overall, I think Iger overall is I give him a C, just because I think that the turnaround in the company is just going to take longer than we want it to take.
Yeah, and that's probably fair. Becky, are you still in that C bucket that you've been in?
yeah. It sounds horrible.
It really does.
It's like
Yeah.
not normal.
It's not a thing.
somehow. So the town hall, I agree, totally a failure. It's like he promised apple pie or made you think it would be that, and then it was like burned Brussels sprouts. Like total bullshit.
Oh.
Like not any kind of anything that matches what it should have been based on what they called it, and then overall, I really don't have any reason to give him a bump up from a C. And because I do try to look at a bigger picture with some hope, I can keep it there, but it's like we're a C-. Like he's losing out on any actual progress at all.
All hope is
So.
lost.
Yeah. I mean, that town hall was fucking
Everything's
bullshit. F.
F.
Yeah. But yeah, him as the CEO, my new grade, I think I was a C. Now he's a C- for me. I mean, he is what he is. He's just going to be there. And that's why we can't really keep giving these grades until something changes. But I really honestly don't think anything substantial is going to change from him as the executive of the Disney company during his final tenure.
I would say that if once we get into next year and there's no building, then we can all come to the determination that it's an F. Right?
Oh, I'll be shitting all over. I mean, it's hard to go full on F when you had, Chapek around, but he'll be a damn D-. Maybe he'll get an F+. I don't know.
F plus.
Well, we did get some news the prior week out of Josh Tomorrow's mouth. In our text thread, Bobby, you called that an identity crisis for the Disney parks. We're going to get into that in our next episode. So if you want to know when that episode drops, well, it'll be 4 p.m. Magic Kingdom time on a Friday. But hit notifications anyway and hit like on the video if you like it, because it helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Also, consider subscribing. It is free to do so, and we would really appreciate it. For everybody here at for everybody here at Nod Club 33, we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
Yeah.